Okay, are you ready?
I'm always ready.
Well, I hope you are because I already pushed the button.
I'm always ready.
Debatable. Anyway, hi, this is the Tiger Wolf 55,
And this is the Ninja Psychic Wonderloo.
and welcome to this, our second video of
Cinema
Semantics.
Yay.
You said you wouldn't do that anymore.
That wasn't an antic. I didn't make you fly across the screen.
Well, still. And by the way, no more antics, period, please. Anyway, hopefully you watched our first video. In case you haven't, Wonderloo, will you please explain what this is?
This is basically our way of giving reviews of movies that we pick and just telling you what we think of them as only we can.
Now, we've cleaned up a couple of things. Hopefully, we'll have improved ourselves since the last video so that you have a more pleasurable viewing experience. What?
You're weird.
If so, you made me that way. Okay, shall we go ahead and spin the spinner to find out what movie we shall be reviewing?
Sounds good.
Okay. The category is Mystery Suspense.
Sweet.
Okay, since you chose the last one, I get to choose this one.
Choose away.
Let's see, Suspense. Got it. What I think is actually the granddaddy of all suspense movies. Psycho.
Shin, 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 shin. Sounds good. I love that movie.
You know, I could have just put in the audio. I didn't need you to put in a soundtrack.
But I'm so much better.
Okay. Psycho, the original, directed by Alfred Hitchcock and released in 1960. What some would call a slasher film, the first slasher film in a very real sense. The story follows the protagonist, Marion Crane, played by Janet Leigh, who has just embezzled $40,000 with her lover from her company. She is on the run from the law and finds herself at the doorstep of the Bates Motel, run by Norman Bates, who is played by Anthony Perkins. Now, I don't really know how we can review this movie without going into spoilers, so if you haven't seen this movie and want to be surprised, I suggest that you turn us off now. Now. Right now.
Yeah, I think they got it, Tiger.
Anyway, but I also can't imagine anyone who doesn't know already the twist. So anyway, along her path there at the Bates Motel, Marion decides that she doesn't want to embezzle the funds after all, and so she decides to return the money. Having made her decision, she takes her shower.
Dun dun dun.
And that's where the famous shower scene kicks in. From there, it's the mystery of who did it, how it was done, and whether anyone's ever really going to find out what happened to Marion Crane.
You're so dramatic.
Yes, aren't I? Okay, a couple interesting things about this film. It was actually the first film to show a toilet being flushed. Actually, the first American film to show a toilet, period.
You're kidding.
No, before that, movies had a code that prohibited people from actually using the toilet. Even though she didn't use it for the traditional use, she just used it to flush some pieces of paper that were somewhat incriminating. It actually caused more of a controversy than the shower scene.
It's a toilet.
Back then, people did not talk about that kind of thing.
The horror of the toilet.
Maybe that should have been Hitchcock's next movie. Anyway, thoughts?
Well, I think that the shower scene was not very suspenseful, scary. It was kind of funny. I mean, when she turns on the water, she looks more afraid of the water coming at her than the wacko with the knife.
That's because you're going by today's movies.
No, I'm going by her facial expressions. She looked more afraid of water.
Oh, and speaking of, just to let you know, any rumors that you might have heard that they had turned the water cold on her all of a sudden to get her to scream like that, false. She's gone on record saying that the water was warm the entire time.
People are odd.
Well, also keep in mind, Wonderloo, that this was the first time that any kind of shot like that had ever been filmed. And the shower scene actually took 90 different angles.
Well, okay, that I can see. I mean, all the different angles that was shown in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely see that. I just find it funny that she looked afraid of the water.
I will agree that, it didn't really live up to all the hype when I first saw it. But upon repeat viewing, I actually found it, well, let's just say that I can understand why audience back then were shocked.
Yeah, very true.
The murder scene later on, though, was actually more intense.
Oh, yeah, when the detective.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Just so all of you know, there is a second murder later on in the film, and it involves a detective, a staircase, and a knife. It doesn't take much imagination. Oh, did you know that the reason why Alfred Hitchcock filmed it in black and white was twofold?
What's twofold about black and white? I thought that he was stuck with it.
No, he had a choice, sort of. Well, the first reason why he chose black and white was because he wanted to keep it under a budget of $1 million.
And he managed to do so.
Oh yeah, it only cost $800,000.
Dang.
Well, he also reused sets from his show Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
True, but still.
And the other reason why he filmed it in black and white was because the blood. By now, everyone probably knows the blood used in the shower scene was actually Bosco chocolate syrup.
Yummy.
Ew. He used that instead of the traditional studio fake blood because it has a closer consistency. Plus, in black and white, it wouldn't show up. Also, he wanted to keep the gore level down because he felt that the scariest door is the one that's left closed, not the one that's opened. One that today's films, which claim Psycho's lineage, have completely forgotten.
Yeah, plus also keep in mind that no one back then really ever saw anything like that, so he probably would have given everyone a heart attack.
This film was actually what some call the beginnings of the erosion of the movie code from the 1940s and 50s.
Yep. That's the only bad part about it.
Yeah. For that, I almost wish that this film hadn't been made, but for the film itself, it's actually pretty good. The surprising thing is, critics hated it.
What's wrong with it?
Well, today we can appreciate everything about it, the cinematography, the art direction, the work that went into it, the creativity and the suspense that's just built around the characters instead of bloodletting. But critics back then said that it was a deviation from Hitchcock's normal cinematography triumphs.
That's sad.
And ironic, considering that it's now part of the AFI's 100 top films of all time. So, Wonderloo, we're just about out of time. Any last thoughts?
Just that I think that this is a very good movie to watch. You know, it's one of those movies that you watch at night, you know, with your popcorn and either your tea, coffee, soda, whatever you prefer to drink. And it's just fun to watch. It's suspenseful, but fun.
Popcorn with coffee? Ugh!
Wolf, I eat very odd things.
Well, maybe our next review should be Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Ooh.
The spinner will decide. Okay, well, everyone take care. Hope you enjoyed this.
Thank you for listening.
And we hope to see you soon.
Bye.